Hey, so Glynis and I want to know if you're renting your house. If you are, this is a video you need to be watching. I'm Mara Coleman with ReeceNichols. I'm a lifetime Kansas Cityan, and I love this city. So something that breaks my heart about education, and it's been this way forever, is that students aren't really taught about home ownership. And maybe there are some classes out there that I haven't come across. My kids haven't shared with me that they've learned any of this in school, and I didn't, neither did my husband when we were in school. And we were lucky enough to have parents that instilled homeownership in us at a young age, and we understood the importance. So if it weren't for our parents, we wouldn't have this knowledge, and not everybody has that opportunity to learn about homeownership. So what I'm going to share with you today isn't a secret. It's not terribly complicated, and if you need this information, or if you know somebody else who needs it, please share, because there's some really great programs out there and educational things that I'm going to share with you today that can really make a big difference for you to become a homeowner or someone that you love, and to stop paying other people's mortgages. So essentially, there are 5 steps to own your own home, and I'm going to go over those today. And there are some notes there's a link in the notes to a guy that has a program that I think you should subscribe to if this doesn't sound familiar to you, or if you don't know how to do any of this stuff. So the first one is to figure out how credit scores work. I'm not going to go into this in too much detail, because in the link below, he really explains it very well. He explains all of this stuff very well and makes it seem very simple and clear, and I'm pretty sure I would muck it up. But figuring out how your credit scores work is a really important first step to improving your credit scores. Step 2 is to create a strategy to save for a down payment and closing costs. This can be done in many different ways, and there's some great ideas in the link below. But one thing that you can look into when you find your lender is some of the really amazing programs that are offered for down payments. And if you qualify for down payment assistance in the state that you live, be sure to take advantage of that. Don't forget about closing costs. That's a cost that comes up if you haven't bought a home, you're not familiar with it. It will be several $1,000s on top of your down payment. So don't let that catch you by surprise. That's important to plan for and save for as well. Step 3 is to figure out how to get pre-qualified and find a lender. In the program below, he mentioned some online lenders and how to shop for them. The important thing to remember here is to shop on the same day, because the interest rate may change. There may be some differences in the markets between 1 and 3 days apart, and that's very common, not surprising. But to shop all in the same day with 3 different lenders. Now, he's got some links to some online lenders. I would prefer to go with a local lender, and I'm happy to share with you 3 people that I've worked with that I've had really great luck with. Many of the agents that you may be buying a home from will recognize those local names, and if you come up into a multiple offer situation and they recognize the lender's name and have had experience working with them, and a positive experience working with them, your offer may be picked over someone who has kind of a random online generic lender that the other agent doesn't recognize. So every little bit makes a difference, and I'm more than happy to share some referrals for you on a local lender. Step 4 is to take a closer look at your credit card debt. The guy in the notes below has some really great strategies for getting out of credit card debt. There are some big lessons that many of us have learned growing up with credit cards, and it's a slippery slope that can get out of control very quickly. So kind of figuring out and managing your credit card debt and looking for some really good strategies to get that under control is key to getting out of the rental game and to own your own home. And lastly, an important thing is to pick your real estate agent. Obviously, I'd love to help you if I'm in your area. I don't even know if you're in Kansas City. I can also refer people to agents that are vetted in other cities or in other parts of Kansas or Missouri. Or if you're looking in an area that I'm not familiar with, I would be more than happy to refer you there too. But find somebody that you can trust. Find somebody that you feel comfortable asking all kinds of questions to. No question should make you feel uncomfortable. You shouldn't be made to feel silly or embarrassed to ask a question of your real estate agent. That's a big deal. It's a lot. And how are you going to learn if you don't ask questions? So pick an agent that you trust, that you enjoy hanging around with, that you can ask questions to, and is knowledgeable and gets back to you in a reasonable time. Somebody who has a great dog like Glennis would be good too. Like I mentioned in the beginning, there's a link in the notes about the 5 steps for first-time home buyers. They were put together by a finance guy named David Bach. He's brilliant. He explains it way better than I do, but I really thought that his points were useful. The things I've talked about with my first-time home buyers, whether you are a millennial, if you are my age, if you've gone through a hard time or just haven't gotten around to buying a house, the interest rates are ridiculously low right now. Look at her, she's looking right over. But anyway, the interest rates are crazy low. It's a great time to buy a house. It's a great time to figure some of this stuff out. So click that link below and see if that class doesn't help you. If you would like to see some more videos about buying a house and the process, I didn't really go into the nitty-gritties of the process of buying a house step by step. That's click on the link that I'm popping up here, and there's a whole series there to help you with that. Thanks for watching. Hey, Glennis, you want to say bye? Glennis! Glennis! We bored her in tears. See you next time.